He wants to pass, has a man in his face, it's in the air, intercepted. Torian Phillips has it around the right side, he drops it, but it goes out of bounds. It will be, wants to pass, looking right, looking left, now he's going to be flushed out of bounds, but out of the pocket, but pulled down from behind, number 18 for Pleasant Grove. The first man there, Jamon Wheeler. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles, same formation. Rolling to the right is Woods, wants to throw, firing down the field, intercepted. First down, Hawks. Number 9, Savion Johnson, senior, pulling that one down. He read the quarterback the entire way. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it's good. And as the time expires, the Hawks score from the 8. Akari wants to throw, rolling left. Ball comes out, and the Eagles get on it. Off tailback, bounces off tackle to the left, and he's going to be in touchdown. That's number 22, Brett Tutter. Brock comes out with a heavy package, quarterback driving forward, and the line just got behind everybody. The ball came out. We'll see what happened. Hawks ball! A big turnover. Ball. We talked about something needing to happen. Elvis Castile to the left. Akari being pursued, rolling to his right, firing down the field. Caught! Touchdown! Hawks! Touchdown! Hawks! Jackson, Gibson pulls it in. Woods looking left, wants to throw, fires, caught. Ball's in the air. Hawks have it. Number 33. Landon West, time expires, and that's the ball game. 10-7. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Hawk Stadium here on the campus of Pleasant Grove High School. Tonight's Week 2 matchup against the CE Bird. What are they?
Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets. I was going to say Hornets, and then I knew that wasn't right. That's hooks. I messed us up. I'm sorry,
it's
Jay.
Right.
My goodness, the Week 2 jitters have already got me. The Yellow Jackets come up from Shreveport tonight. This is their first game of the season. Pleasant Grove coming in 1-0 after a win last week versus Brock down in Royce City. And so it's good to be back in the friendly confines, Jay. Got a good crowd already coming in tonight. And pretty soon that sun won't be quite so bright behind us as we're facing the field. But getting ready for tonight's game, what are some of the things that just make you excited about being back home and ready to get this thing started here?
Well, I think just being able to see some of the fans. I mean, just walking up, into the stadium, I was amazed at how many groups were already set up to welcome all the fans. You've got band here. You've got the Athletic Booster Club. You've got the cheer. You've got all the booster clubs here.
Yes,
just welcoming all the fans. And like you said, I'm pretty impressed by how many folks are already here. The weather's been great today.
Oh,
this morning fantastic. A little 67. I think it got into the low 90s, but here at game time should be about 87, and before the end of the game we're going to be in the 70s. So it should be a good night. Great weather. Wind no more than 5 miles an hour. So weather will not be an issue tonight.
Should be a pretty good day. We've been outside working today. I do want to say as we get ready to start, we would not be on the air if not for within about the last hour and a half or so. Jim McClurgan, our technology team here, had to replace the fiber coming to the press box. Had a little mishap with some construction going on, and there's a lot of excitement with construction, Jay. Sometimes things happen, and sometimes it happens on the first game day of the year, and you have to get fiber run back to the press box, and so they got that back, and so we are able to come to you here on Texarkana game day, and we just appreciate Jim and his entire team for what they did, and also Nance Electric over off 67. Those guys did a great job for us as well. Moving into tonight's game, we know that it's going to take a whole team effort. You look at last week, we go down there to Brock, man, it's back and forth. It's really tight, and honestly, I felt, I'm not going to put anything in here, but I thought the game was over. Kind of, they were right at the end. Brock is going down. They pushed forward for a first down. All of a sudden, Akari Johnson strips it, gets the ball, kind of takes over, and we score on a touchdown right there at the end. And I really feel like, escaped that first game. Like, man, here we go, got to come into this. I've talked to the coaches this week. They said one of the things that they've talked to the guys about is just intensity and grit and some of that power there.
Sure.
And so I really want to see that tonight, and we're going to have to see that tonight out of all of these Hawks as they come out here to play Bird. Bird beat us last year pretty handily down there. That game was in the rain, so maybe a little bit different. That game was Akari's second game, trying to get his feet under him. And so you do expect that to be different. One of the biggest things you're going to see, and you'll probably see it on there, is they bring a ton of kids out.
Yeah, I think I counted it was a little over 70 kids, and I think I may even left a couple that were probably still in the locker room. So their depth is going to be there tonight. For me, Pleasant Grove's going to have to get out early. If they wait until the last quarter like the previous game, they may have a good match.
Yes, sir.
And, when it boils down to it this past week, you had about 5 or 6 great plays that Pleasant Grove made to get them that win.
Yeah, and had to make them in the right plot. And it really came down to some guys that last week really made a big impact on the game. And we want to talk about those guys now. We're going to show you some of the highlights that they had last week. These are our impact players from last week. And Jay, I'll let you highlight the first one. And we said it during the game last week. Maybe guys didn't know this guy at first. Maybe they weren't game planning for him. But after last week, I can probably expect that they have been doing that. Talk to us about our first impact player this week.
Yeah, there's a few more people in Shreveport that know this name, and that's Jamon Wheeler. He's actually Texarkana Game Day's Defensive Player of the Week with the outcome that was produced this past week. He had 8 tackles, 7 of those tackles for loss, and more importantly, 2.5 sacks.
Right, and man, it seemed like every time a big play happened on defense, number 18 was in the middle of that, and we were calling his name, and so definitely made an impact there. The second guy we want to talk about this week, Caden McFadden. On defense, he finished with 10 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. He had 34 receiving yards. That also set up the game-winning touchdown right there at the end, and so K-Mac getting it done on both defense and offense.
And Xavier Johnson made probably the second-best defensive play of the night, and that was an interception there in the second quarter that stopped a driving
all the way down, Torion Phillips finished with 5 tackles, 1 of those tackles for loss, forced a fumble as well, and had an interception. Turnover game last week, and that's one of those, man, you win the turnover battle, you really should win the game, and we were able to win the game, but those guys really working hard, defense and offense. Torion had some plays out there on offense as well, but they're on defense. The 5 tackles, 1 for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception.
Well, and Torion's also one of those quiet warriors because he's always at the ball. He may not be the one that actually got the tackle, but he's there to put that pressure on them. And lastly, we're going to go with Akari Johnson. Basically, QB1. Safety 1.
Man.
He had a heck of a game, 176 yards passing, throwing the winning passing touchdown. Crucial turnover at the end of the game to be able to get the ball back because I had that same feeling that you had that this game may be over. And fortunately, he was able to strip and pick up that ball.
And really on that last drive, Akari making so many things happen with his feet. If you saw that last play especially, escaping a couple of tacklers, rolling over to the right, and who does he find? Jackson Gibson. Ended with 58 receiving yards, but the biggest one, that game-winning touchdown catch. He's just been clutch. His hands are great. He always finds an opening there, and in that play, he just helped his quarterback out, found out where he needed to be, gave Akari a target, gets down there and scores the winning touchdown, and gives the Hawks the victory really in a game that could have gone the other way if we're honest about it.
Absolutely. And we're going to take a quick break here. I believe we're going to have the national anthem.
Yeah, they'll be back for that. Yeah, you're good. They said they'll have it in just a few moments.
Okay.
The guys aren't out on the field
I thought they were fixing to play it now.
No.
While we're waiting, I'll just discuss a little bit about these Bird Yellow Jackets. Basically, they traveled a little over an hour here from Shreveport, Louisiana. This is actually their 119th season of Yellow Jacket football. And this is, like we mentioned earlier, this is going to be their first game of the year. So anything that they have questions about, they're going to get some answers tonight. Last year it was definitely a downpour, and one of the major players that they had was a running back named Dixon Poyer.
Yes.
And he rushed for 84 yards and had 2 scores. And based on some film that I saw, he's still going to be a threat in tonight's game.
Yeah, I asked Coach today, I said, do they have a go-daddy? Do they have somebody that when it comes down to it, they can, turn the ball over to them, kind of like we have with Akari. And he's like, yeah, they've got a guy that can make it happen. He also talked about just the sheer numbers, the difference in that. But beyond those two things, you kind of have mirror images of people. Coach knows their coach really well. I think they have the same philosophy. I think they're both really concerned about building young men of character and building young men that are involved in the community and stand up for each other and all that. And you hear that in both of them talking. I've interacted with so many of these coaches from Bryd today as they were coming to get set up. And, man, just a big, respectful group of guys and all that. Now, I hope we send them back to Shreveport with a loss tonight. There's no, no doubt about that. But really just some good guys, and, hopefully from here on out they'll have a great season.
Well, the Yellow Jackets are entering into the field, and one of the ones leading them on is going to be their senior quarterback, J.D. Gallman. And last year he did start one game because their quarterback was hurt, but most of the year he actually played as a wide receiver. And so he's going to have a little bit different role this year. And based on everything that I've seen as far as film goes, he looks good in the pocket. And so I expect to see, some pretty good things from him. I think that one of the concerns that they do have is their offensive line and their receiving core. None of their receivers on the entire roster have a varsity reception.
Wow.
And so JD's going to have a lot of faith in some young men that really haven't had any, just proof out there that they're ready to go. But I think that the running game is probably going to be their strongest point with Dixon Poyer back there coming back from last year, Desmond Simmons and Malachi Johnson. And I think that one of the young men that's going to be a sophomore that I think Byrd's going to be happy to have is going to be Quentin Hilliard. But their running back team is going to be by committee tonight, with Dixon definitely being the lead.
I really think one of the keys to this game tonight is going to be that Hawk defensive line. What kind of stops are we going to be able to see from those guys? Are they going to be able to clog up those holes? Are they going to be able to stop that running game of Bryd? I feel like our secondary has a ton of speed. I think you got a lot of guys out there that can close. You got a lot of guys that can cover quickly, cover a lot of ground quickly. Really interested to see if our defensive line can play. Last week, that defensive line played a whale of a game. I would venture to guess, I talked to somebody today, I would be willing to bet you money that there's not going to be another team that holds Brock to 7 points for the rest of the season. I think they have a lot more offense than that, and I think we're going to be able to look back at that game and go, man, we played a lot better maybe than we felt like we did just because of that first game and that stuff. But, again, that's where I see a big matchup tonight is our defensive front against this Bryd offense.
And I agree, and the defensive backs are going to have to basically keep Alex Schronover and Matthew Boris under control.
Yep.
as they're trying to break in as new receivers into the Yellow Jacket offense. And as far as defensively, they only have one returning starter, and that is going to be Ashton Fullwood. And we're going to listen to the anthem here, but we'll come back and talk a little more football before we get started.
All right, please join us for the anthem.
joining Ashton Fullwood as the only starting person from last year at the other linebacker is going to be Sam Greer. Bryd plays a 4-2-5, so they're going to have basically 2 inside linebackers. And they do have 3 of the 4 defensive spots that did get some playing time this past year. And I'm interested to see how Ian Gray is going to play as a sophomore coming off the edge. So Bryd's got plenty of athletes. We saw them warming up. Size is going to be there, and they definitely have some depth. So I think Pleasant Grove's just going to have to come out pretty quick tonight.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be one of those things. We've got to show up. We've got to play. And Coach William Huff, that I worked with for quite a few years, he always liked to say, well, we're not showing up with donkeys to the Kentucky Derby. And I think that's the same way. We've got some guys out here for the Hawks tonight that we really expect some big things from. Some of the guys out there on the field. You can see Torion Phillips right there as part of this coin toss crew. Akari Johnson is out there as well. Jamon Wheeler is out there. And Bryd wins the toss. They're going to defer to the second half. We will start on offense going from south to north toward that beautiful new field house. You'll see some shots of that in the background. You may have seen just the corners of some of the insulation board up there on that during the national anthem. But excited to get this thing kicked off here on.
And out there for Bryd, you had their quarterback J.D. Gallman, as far as doing the coin toss, and number 71 Garrick Smith, and 75 Aiden Baldwin. Quinn Stanfield does a great job getting these Hawk fans on their feet. I always love hearing his introduction into these home games.
Yes, he always gets everybody fired up. Everybody hears Quinn sing. Don't know he can do all this, right?
Right.
The C.E. Byrd High School, Texas thinks it does it best. Louisiana does not agree. Gentlemen, tighten those chin straps and let's find out. Hawk fans, Yellow Jacket fans, get on your feet. Let's make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday night. You're in Hawk Stadium. Let's play some
Number 1, Abram Murray, is going to be taking the ball for the kick, and he's actually going to be an extreme strength of theirs on this team. He also takes care of their field goal aspects as well.
All right, Akari Johnson back deep for the Hawks. We'll see what kind of kicker we got here. Starting this thing off for Bryd. He has the ball teed up just to the left of center field. And that high end over end kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. So that young man has a leg. Seems like he may have enough distance if it comes down to a field goal.
Well, that's why he is a commit to University of Miami. And last year he was actually 48 for 50 for PATs.
Wow.
And also as their punter, had a 66-yard punt last year. So I think it's going to be an interesting night between he and Cade Martin for the Pleasant Grove Hawks as far as punting and keeping each other as far as field of play.
Absolutely. Cade Martin with a big boot there for the Hawks. Caden McFadden will be the tailback back in the backfield next to Akari Johnson. He has 3 receivers split to his right and 1 to the left. Hawks on their own 25-yard line. Handoff is to K-Mac. No, it's a fake. Pitched out to Torion Phillips coming around the right side. Phillips has some room up across the 30. Big hit right there at about the 38-yard line. It's going to be enough to move the sticks. It's a first down, Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, number 14, Caden Abraham Miller came across to knock him out of bounds, but not before a Pleasant Grove Hawk first down. And a great fake there by Akari in hitting the open Hawk for a first down.
So the Hawks offense getting started quickly tonight. Now they'll send 3 receivers over to the left side and 1 on the right. K-Mac and Akari in the backfield. Akari wants to throw, looking right, fires, caught, complete. That is number 7, KJ Reeder. Out of the slot, gets up right near midfield. It'll be just enough for the first down, moves the chains again. So 2 passes, 2 first downs for the Hawks.
Yeah, number 11 there on the soft coverage, and I think he could get lulled in. KJ Reeder has got some speed, and he is going to be called to go for a go route sometime tonight.
The Hawks now in the same formation with 3 receivers out to the left. Akari surveys the field, see where he wants to go. Now looking left, fires, caught on the opposite side of the field. That one complete to number 9, Xavion Johnson, and he'll dive close to the first down yardage.
Yes.
May end up about a yard shy. That was Bordley actually on that reception.
Yeah, Sam Greer was playing underneath there and actually had to catch him from behind to keep him from getting that line of gain. That takes us to the 11-minute mark of this first quarter.
2nd down and 1 to go for the Hawks now with 2 receivers split to each side from the left hash. Johnson gets the low snap. Fires. Caught. Torian Phillips bounces it around for a minute, juggles it, gets into Yellow Jacket territory all the way down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. And, well, that thing looked like danger for just a minute. Torian able to focus and pull it in and turned on a little bit of speed making the corner. And it's 1st and 10 Hawks inside Shreveport territory.
And I think the juggle may have had the defender mesmerized.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get it. Pass out again quickly. This time complete to number 9, Xavion Johnson again on the right hash. He's going to be down to the 16-yard line, and once again it's 1st and 10 Hawks. Pleasant Grove now using tempo as Akari brings them back to the line. Got an H-back up in there. Hands it off to K-Mac. Caden McFadden keeps his feet driving. Caden McFadden would not be brought down by the first man, and he takes a quick hit and turns it into 6 yards, and it's 2nd down and 4 Hawks all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, in my discussions before the game, Caden McFadden is going to wheel his way to 100 yards tonight.
Quickly back to the line are the Hawks. Akari rolling left, wants to throw, fires across the middle, intercepted. That one read well by Byrd, but the ball comes out and the Hawks have it. What a shot at the end. One of the Hawk linemen there, number 57, JoJo Bailey, puts a shot on the secondary man for Byrd, knocks it out and recovers it.
Well, that is a pleasant-sounding name that you just announced. I did not expect him to be playing tonight.
It caught me off guard.
And Joseph Bailey is definitely going to be there to help anchor this line. And Caden Abram Miller there with the interception right at the goal line, but was not able to hang on to the ball with that crisp hit by Joseph Bailey.
Fortunate turn of events for the Hawks now. It's 1st and goal from the 6. Akari has 3 to his left and 1 to his right. Hand off to K-Mac again. This time he's tripped up in the backfield, picks up maybe a yard. They may say he was down at the line of scrimmage, and we'll have a 2nd and goal.
Yeah, good play by Byrd to be able to just get the middle of the field, basically just piled up with Yellow Jackets. John Rushing there with the stop.
K-Mac and Castillo coming out now as we trade out some personnel. Coaches call the play in with 18 seconds left on the play clock. 2nd down and goal to go for the Hawks from the 7-yard line of Byrd. 3 receivers left side. 1 receiver right side by himself is number 12, Jabry in Baltimore. The pass is to him. He's looking for a pace to run. Dives inside the 5, and that time I think he just let his feet get out from under him. Goes down near the 3-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and goal for the Hawks.
Yeah, that was 5'11", 234-pound defensive end Daryl Cottenham, who is going to be coming off the edge for Byrd tonight, making that stop.
Just under 9 minutes in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game. Hawks threatening now 3rd down and goal to go. 2 receivers split to each side. Inside the slot on the right is Torian Phillips. Jackson Gibson in the slot to the left. Akari wants to throw. Now he's going to pull it down, try to make his feet work, and he's going to step out of bounds, flushed out of the pocket. But he's hit out of bounds. There's a flag on the play, and he was all the way out near the soccer out-of-bounds line before he was hit. Not going to mean much as far as yardage, but it will mean a fresh set of downs on what was a 3rd and goal. And so really just kind of a bonehead play there by the defender for Byrd, and you know that that's got to drive their coaches here in the room next to us crazy.
Well, and one of the players that just went in is going to be Jamon Wheeler, and Lance Jackson is definitely going to be missed.
Absolutely.
But Jamon Wheeler getting the call to go in as a tight end.
Yep.
See what Coach Gibson has dialed up here.
And you'll see him line up as a tight end in the slot, sometimes as an H-back just behind the line there. This time he lines up to the left slot. Jackson Gibson is on that side as well. Jabry in Baltimore is far man on the right side. Akari Johnson, quarterback keeper, in, touchdown! Hawks The senior trigger man, Akari Johnson, scampers untouched through the center of the line, and the Hawks score with 8:32 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, it seems like all of the Bryd linemen basically just stood up to watch Akari and to see where he was going to throw the ball. But Akari wisely tucks that and runs it right in for the first touchdown and score of the game.
One thing you noticed on that, black jerseys and white jerseys, everybody was about 2 yards on the other side of the goal line by the time Akari got there. The kick is up. The kick is good. 8:32 left in the first. The Hawks lead 7-0. We're going to take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Bryd Yellow Jackets 0, Pleasant Grove Hawks 7.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
Welcome back here to Hawk Stadium. Pleasant Grove leading 7-0, 8:32 left in the first quarter. Now number 19 for Pleasant Grove, Carter Buxton. As the ball teed up on the far hash at the 40-yard line, the Hawks score on a 3-yard quarterback dive by Akari Johnson. And now we'll see Bryd for the first time. Touchback, though, so they will start from their own 25-yard line, and we'll see how J.D. Gollum and the Yellow Jacket offense come out here in this game. You see some of the shadows coming across the field as the sun sets over there. On the opposite side, it'll be just a couple of months, Jay, and it'll be pure dark by the time these games start.
And that's when it's football weather. I do want to go ahead and point out Jackson Gibson did a great job at getting that ball down for Carter.
All right, Bryd coming to the line now. Everybody in tight. Nobody out wide. Gollum under center. Now he has a man in motion to his right and a little wing tee, and the Hawks read this one well. The first man that I saw there for Pleasant Grove, number 53, Isaiah Wooten. He met the ball carrier Poirier right at the line of scrimmage. I'll give him credit for about half a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, I expect Pleasant Grove to definitely stack the box if this is going to be the offense that Bryd comes out with his first series.
It's, of course, an offense that the Hawks are familiar with. Now it looks like we're going to stack it up, and then we'll split. They want to see which side's the weak side of the defense. They'll send 2 to the right side, 1 man wide to the left. Everybody else is in tight, man in motion. Handoff up the middle. This time the tailback finds a little bit of room. That's Poirier. He's going to dive across the 35-yard line up near the 37. It'll be a first down, Bryd.
Yeah, Jaden Scales there with the stop, and had he not bumped into his own player, probably would have gotten another 10 or 15 yards on that run. But enough yards for a first down.
That replay brought to you by Texar. Out of the huddle again comes Bryd. This time they have 2 receivers out wide to the left. Quarterback now stands up, surveys, see if they're going to change the play call. Handoff up the middle, late pitch. Trying to come around the outside. That's number 24, Quentin Hilliard. He's strung out, knocked out of bounds by number 9 for the Hawks, Xavion Johnson.
Yeah, Jaden Scales there for the stop there.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the gold helmets that Pleasant Grove is out in tonight.
Kind of some Oregon stuff going on out there. Coach said they had some mirror gold helmets that we were going to have. Kind of matches the jersey there. 2nd down and 4 to go. And again, everybody comes out for a stack from Bryd. The offense reacting to how the defense lines up, trying to move quickly. Handoff to number 4. He's going to get enough for the first down, get across midfield. That is Malachi Johnson.
Handoff to number 4, Malachi
And making the stop there was Isaiah Wooten, who actually had 5 tackles in last week's game.
So Bryd set up 1st and 10 at the Hawk 49-yard line. And this is some of what we talked about, that Hawk defensive line needing to clog up some of that holes in there, and we'll see what kind of adjustments the Hawks make. Now 1 man out wide to the right by himself is Alex Schnover. Handoff up the middle. Tailback looking for some room. That's number 20, Dixon Poirier. He's bottled up relatively quickly.
Yeah, Jamon Wheeler there for the quick tackle there, limiting him to 2 yards.
Good play by Jamon there. Also, number 60, Eddie Tank, playing nose guard there, kind of folded up the offensive tackle, and I think that helped Jamon get in there involved into that play as well.
Desmond Simmons coming in for Poirier.
2nd down and 8 to go now for Bryd. Handoff up the gut one more time. This time several Hawks there to bottle it up. Number 22, the first man in there for Pleasant Grove. That's Buck Anderson, the sophomore.
And that was Desmond Simmons that did get the call. Another short gain by Bryd, coming up, bringing up a 3rd, and I'm going to call it a short 4.
Big 3rd down here for the Hawk defense. Now Bryd trading out different personnel, sending number 5, J.D. Gallman, in with the play from the sideline. Gallman sends a man in motion. Hand up the gut again. This time brought down from behind. Jamon Wheeler comes around the backside to bring the ball carrier down after a short gain, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, good play there by the Hawk defense. Jamon Wheeler coming in from behind to keep him from a 1st down.
We'll see if this is punt team. It is punt team out here. It'll be about a 60-yard field goal, so maybe we won't see something like that on a Friday night. Akari Johnson, the deep man for the Hawks, will be standing back near his own 10-yard line, waiting on the punt from number 1, Abram Murray. Murray rolls to his right, little end-over-end kick, bounces at about the 10, and it's going to go into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback, and it'll be Hawk ball again. 4:31 left in the first quarter. Pleasant Grove leading it 7-0, and Bryd was able to get down the field a little bit, but the defense stiffened up enough, forced a punt, and now the Hawk offense is back in business.
Yeah, defense was able to tighten up there at the very end. Jamon Wheeler coming in big for a couple of plays, and Isaiah Wooten. And that Hawk defensive line is definitely showing themselves out already in this first quarter.
So you could see that the Yellow Jackets came in with a plan to drive straight at the center of that Hawk defense, and it worked well to a point. But like you say, a couple of big plays there by Jamon really snuffed that thing out. Now the Hawks offense back in business, 80 yards away from pay dirt. 1 receiver is split out wide to each side. Number 13, Nick Bells, is in at tailback now with Akari in the backfield. Johnson wants to throw. Complete out into the flat. That one covered well. That was out to number 33 for the Hawks, Landon West. He's going to lose a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, Grant Johnson did a good job coming off of the receiver that was out there to block him to make that stop for a loss of 1.
You know, that's where your old secondary guys earn their money, is being able to make some tackles out there in the open field.
And he's on the larger side of that, 6'1", 189.
From behind the sticks at 2nd and 11, the Hawks send 2 to each side. Johnson wants to throw. Firing incomplete. Intended for Jalen Bordley. There's a flag that comes in, and I tell you, that one was close. I think the defender got there just a little bit too early. It wasn't terrible coverage, but he did run through Jalen right before the ball got there, and that's where the laundry comes from.
And Akari's putting a lot of trust in his receivers. That particular play, Jalen had not even broken out of his route, and the ball was already in the air. And that's just going to show his growth and maturity in this offense to be able to have that much trust.
Absolutely. The pass interference play moves the sticks up to the 32-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Hawks. 3:55 left in the first quarter of the ball game. Pleasant Grove leading 7-0. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right side now for Akari. Hands it off to Bells. He's looking for some room, bounces it outside at the 40. Bells is up across the 45 and brought down near the 47. It'll be enough for a Hawk 1st down. And a good run around the left side there that time by number 13, Nick Bells, the sophomore.
Yeah, neck on a swivel as he was getting through that line, and then Caden Abram Miller there for the stop, but not after he had enough yardage to move those sticks.
And I tell you what, we talked about him just a minute ago, but on that Texar replay, you see none other than number 57, JoJo Bailey, and he just had his man twisted up and opened up that big hole for Bells right there. And I know the coaches are glad to see him back out there. 3 receiver right side, 1 to the left. Akari Johnson, quarterback keeper this time, trying to bounce left, breaks free of 1 tackle. He's across the 40, going to be brought down by the secondary, but not until he's into Bird territory, all the way down near the 36-yard line. The senior quarterback doing it with his feet, and it's a first down, Hawks.
And once again, running behind Joseph Bailey there. 14 was there for the stop, as well as number 3, Sam Greer, for the Bird Yellow Jackets. That's going to take us to right at the 3-minute mark remaining in this first quarter.
1st and 10, Pleasant Grove, the ball at the Bird 35-yard line. Offense clicking well here in this opening stanza. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left. Have an H-back in the back now. It's Torion Phillips back in the backfield. Handed off this time, that's number 20 for the Hawks getting the ball. That's Christian Whitener. He's a senior running back. He runs off tackle to the left. He's going to have enough for the first down, all the way down inside the 20-yard line to the 17 here on the Texar replay. Look at the hole opened up across the left side. Big number 76, Darrell Smith out there leading the way, driving the defender about 8 yards down the field and opening up that hole around the left side.
Yeah, Christian Robertson there to save that touchdown running play there.
2 receivers right side, 1 receiver left side. Akari Johnson, quarterback keeper, and this time he's bottled up in the backfield. That play took a minute to get settled out. I think he had the quarterback option there. Maybe should have handed that one off, and he's going to lose a couple of yards on that play, and we'll be behind the sticks for 2nd down.
Yeah, if Jackson Gibson had the option there to get the ball, he may have been able to outrun the end there, but 31, Kenyon Creighton there was part of the stop, and then I believe that was number 97, Mateus Franklin, as the inside lineman there for Bird.
The 4-yard loss will make it 2nd down and 14 for the Hawks, back at the 22-yard line now. Akari with 2 receivers to each side, surveys the field to see where he wants to go. Looking to his right, now looking back left, has a hole in the middle, fires, caught. Jackson Gibson at the 10, he's at the 5, breaks a tackle, touchdown, Jackson Gibson. And he did the last 7 yards by himself.
Yeah, he basically put a move on Sam Greer, number 3. I'm interested in seeing this replay. I believe Sam ended up on the ground. But Jackson Gibson, great move there to get into the end zone.
So what does he do? He scores the touchdown and goes out. Now he's going to be the holder for the extra point. Snap is back. It's low off the turf. Kick is up, though. And it is good. 1:31 left in the first quarter. Hawks lead 14. 2 games, 2 touchdowns for Jackson Gibson. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back here to Hawk Field. Carter Buxton's kickoff once again bounces about 8 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. And so Bird will be out on offense for the 2nd time. There's 1:31 left in this first quarter. Pleasant Grove leading it 14-0 after the Jackson Gibson touchdown reception. Makes it a 2-score ball game. And Jay, this Bird offense was moving pretty well last time. They crossed into midfield. The Hawks were able to put up a stop there. And let's see how this second drive looks for both teams. They'll split one wide to each side. This quarterback drops under center. Handoff right into the middle, and the Hawk defense reads that one well. That's number 20, the ball carrier, Gibson Poirier.
Yeah, I could not tell exactly which Hawk was in there on the stop, but a very, very short gain there for Bryd.
There's a bunch of black jerseys involved in that, all at the same time.
And the turf may have been some of that.
Yeah. 2 to the left side now, nobody on the right side. Man in motion to the right is number 4. They pitch to him. He's looking for some room. He's going to have some breaks into the Hawks secondary. That's Malachi Johnson. There is a flag over at the 30-yard line. It's in the area of a hold. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, number 55, Noah Sexton, was there for the stop, and I believe he did get just a little bit of that face mask.
All right, so we're going to add 15 to it. Noah is a linebacker out here on the field. Also, though, you can find him as the lead actor in Oklahoma coming up in November. One of the members of the Pleasant Grove Theater Company and Curtain Call Theater Productions there, and really does a great job, and a man of many talents, as it were.
Well, and I think that's going to be another great thing for many of the students of Pleasant Grove to be able to be involved in, and definitely invite the community in to come and watch that.
Bryd back to the line now as we roll inside of a minute left in the first quarter. Everybody in tight this time for the quarterback, J.P. Gallman. He wants to throw for the first time tonight. Ball in the air. He has a man there, and it is incomplete, but there is a flag on the play. And I tell you, Jaden Scales never turned around. Had his hand on the receiver there, and I don't like the flag, but I can't say I disagree with it, Jay.
Yeah, and I do think that if he had just turned around, it may have convinced the ref not to pull the flag out. And this type of offense can lull those defensive backs into sleep. And he did get in behind that Pleasant Grove Hawk defense. And, if he just turned around to make a play for the ball, I think that flag stays in.
Yeah, he may have been able to intercept it. He was probably in a better position to catch that ball than the receiver was. So that makes it 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Hawk 35-yard line. 2 receivers left side, man in motion from left. Handed up the gut, and there's nowhere to go. That time that Hawk defense was having none of it. The first man there, number 60, Eddie Tank, the senior nose guard, clogged up the middle of that hole, and I tell you, he wrapped up Poirier immediately and brought him down at the 35.
Yeah, that is the second or third time that I've seen a Bryd running back run into another player before getting tackled by a Hawk.
2nd down and 10 now. Pitch out this time to Johnson. He's not going to make the corner.
A great shoestring stop there by K.J. Reeder with Joseph Bailey quickly trailing there.
3rd down and 7 to go now. And there's going to be a timeout. Oh, no, end of the first quarter. The end of the first. Pleasant Grove leads it 14-0. We'll take a break, come back with the second quarter just after this. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
What's it like at Texarkana College? Life-changing. Starting here means you can go anywhere. We offer student support, student life, dual credit, and hands-on training. And now you can enroll anytime. We'll help you start your future at Texarkana College. Get started by visiting us on campus or online at texarkanacollege.edu. Your future starts here.
Welcome back here to Hawk Stadium as we get ready to start the second quarter. Pleasant Grove leading at 14-0. But the Bryd Yellow Jackets are set up inside Hawk territory.
Well, this is about where the defense started to tighten up and make a stop there against Bryd. So we'll see if they can come out into this second quarter and do the same.
3rd down and 8. They have the ball on the Pleasant Grove 33-yard line. Everybody in tight as the quarterback, J.B. Gallman, brings them down. Hands it off to 24, looking for room around the left side. He'll have plenty. Brought down by Jaden Scales, but he takes him on a little bit of a ride inside the 25-yard line down to the 23. It'll be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Quentin Hilliard there on the run for the Bryd Yellow Jackets. It looked like to me that there were actually 2 people moving at the same time there at the beginning. Number 20 was sort of edging up to the line to get that hole blocked up, but good stop there by Jaden Scales.
Yeah, there's been a couple of times like that. It seemed like that was going on. That'll be something to watch as we go. Everybody in tight again now. Man in motion. Handoff up the gut. Oh, ball is a late pitch, but the Hawks still read it well. Torian Phillips breaks off of the block and still brings the ball carrier down for little to no gain. If you look at this Texar replay, it was a very late pitch. The play was set up well, and Torian just gets off of the receiver. That's number 4, Malachi Johnson out there, and he just wasn't quite strong enough for number 6.
Yeah, he was just out-athleted.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Who's the guy that stands in the stands and yells out big boy football? That's what it was right there.
Absolutely. Got
Second down
two
and
players
10
down
now.
down here at the bottom, wide open.
Late pitch. Lots of room around the right side. Caden McFadden comes in to make the tackle and bring down Malachi Johnson from behind, but a little bit of a busted coverage that time by the Hawk defense, I think. There was nothing but green grass over there.
Yeah, Jaden Scales was doing everything he could to get everybody else's attention for a little help on that side.
K-Mac does a great job of saving a touchdown on that play, but it's going to be first down and goal from the 8-yard line now for Bryd, threatening here early in the second quarter.
Caleb Hackelman and Eddie Tank there in the center.
Number 55, the first man in there, Noah Sexton, flips over the ball carrier. Number 20, Dixon Poirier in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Well, he'll be down right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and goal now from the 8.
Yeah, Noah made a great play there. I think there was definitely pay dirt there had he not make the stop.
And that time you see Eddie Tank and Caleb Hackelman kind of playing almost offensive side. They opened up a hole and allowed Noah to get through there and bring down the ball carrier. Everybody in tight again. Man in motion coming left. They fake to him. Quarterback rolling right. Has a man in the flat, and it's incomplete. Bounces off the ground, and I tell you, that play was set up well. The Hawks had a man closing, but if that ball was on target, that could have been dangerous. Torian Phillips was over there in coverage, but the ball was incomplete to Dixon Poirier. We'll have third and goal now.
Yeah, JD definitely would like to have that throw back to be able to get that into the hands of his receiver because he definitely had some wide open space to get into that corner.
Big play time here for this Hawk defense. Third down and goal to go from the 8-yard line. 2 receivers ride to the right now for J.D. Gallman. Tailback Mitchell rolling right, brought down. Torian Phillips is the first man in there, and then number 55 making the tackle for the Hawks is Noah Sexton. Looking at the Texar replay here, pitch around the right side.
Fourth down for the Yellow Jackets.
Torian hits him first. Now it's fourth and goal. Yellow Jackets keeping their offense out there. Gallman bringing in the play from the sideline. Fourth down here, Hawk fans. We need to hear you all the way from home on this one. They split 2 wide to the left side. Man in motion. Coming left. Now they're going to look over, and we'll see. They may let this go down to a timeout. Nope, back under center. Now another man in motion. Handoff up the gut. Nowhere to go. The Hawk defensive line standing strong. And the ball goes over on downs. It's first and 10 Hawks. And that Hawk defense is met by their brothers and the coaches out there on the field for a job well done. Eddie Tank was the man in the middle of that. Caleb Hackelman involved in that. Lots of black jerseys. Nowhere for the ball carrier to go. And it's first down. Pleasant Grove in the shadow of our own end zone, 97 yards away from the end zone.
Yeah, I can't wait till next year whenever we're definitely going to be in the shadow of the end zone and our new building that's being built.
That big video board will cast quite the spotlight from that end once it's going for sure. Akari Johnson standing in the end zone here as the Hawks are on offense. He has 2 receivers to each side. He wants to throw, fires out to the right. Caught. Will be enough for the first down up across the 20, up near the 24-yard line. That's number 8, Jalen Bordley on the reception.
He is brought down by 15, Ethan Sykes.
Now, I do see a flag on the field.
It's against Bryd is the indication. Personal foul against the Yellow Jackets. I'm not sure what variety. But regardless of that, they'll take about a 15-yard reception and add 15 yards to it. And now the Hawks are in the shadow of their own end zone. No more. The ball all the way up to the 39-yard line. That's where Kari Johnson and company will scrimmage now. 14-0 the score, 8:40 left in the first half of this ball game.
Yeah, I love it when Jalen Bordley gets the ball. He definitely can either bulldog over somebody or make a great play to get around him, and just decided to bulldog that play.
Kari sends three receivers to his left side. Bordley by himself over on the right. It's a low snap, but he's able to pick it up. Fires into the middle. Caught. No, incomplete. Torian Phillips. I don't know if the ball surprised him or what. Hit him right on the 6, and he was just unable to bring it in. That time Akari put a little zip on that ball. I don't think there was an arc on it at all. You look at this Texar instant replay.
Steps into the pocket, does a great job.
Stepped up, put a little mustard on that thing, kind of sidearm, and I don't know, maybe Torian just needs more of a crowd around him to be able to do that. Usually very sure-handed. Second down and 10 to go as we scrimmage from our own 39. The man on the right side by himself is number 12, Jabrian Baltimore. Three Hawk receivers to the left. The pitch is out to Phillips. They're going to give a little redemption here. He catches it, but there is a stoppage here. We'll see if it's a flag or what we got going on.
I think Pleasant Grove moved a little too early.
A little bit of motion going on. So second down and 10 turns into second down and 15 as the ball moves inside the 35 to the 34. And I like that play clock. That play call, rather. You got Torian. He missed a pass, wide open. What do you do? Come back right back to him with a little a screen out here to the left side. Kari gets the ball, hands it off to Caden. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not anymore from there. I tell you, man from Bryd just kind of held on as long as he could until some friends got there.
Yeah, number 6, Ashton Fullwood, just kept hanging on to that ankle until he was able to get him down for a short gain, if any at all.
That was Nick Bells on that carry. Third down and 14 now for the Hawks as we roll inside of 7:45 in the first half. Three receivers out to the left side, one over to the right side. Akari rolling left, wanting to throw. Has some room in front of him. He's going to pull it down now. Breaks free of the first tackler and across the 40. He's across midfield, across the 45. Finally shoved out of bounds inside Bryd territory. Down at the 40-yard line, the senior quarterback doing it on his own. And it's first and 10 Hawks.
I'm thinking that play may end up on his huddle.
You think so?
And
highlight
reel
so.
there.
Looking at the Texar replay here, really nowhere to go. Bryd doing a good job of covering the Hawk receivers down the field, and Kari breaks free, just runs through the arm tackles of number 3 there from Bryd. Keeps his feet going. All the way down to the 42-yard line. First and 10 Hawks now with 2 receivers out to each side. Johnson in shotgun, gets the snap. Fake handoff, throws, caught. Into the slot there, that's number 6, Torian Phillips, just runs up the right hash. It's kind of a long handoff play there. Gets it inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play. Second down and 7.
Yeah, good play there. Cade Martin out there sort of rolling out to be a little blocker to get him a few more extra yards there.
Little tunnel screen there from the Hawks, and on second down and 7, 6:50 in the first half of this ball game. 2 receivers out to the left side. The man far out here to the left. On the bottom of your screen is Jalen Bordley. Akari rolling to the left toward that direction. Wants to throw, has some guys, fires, caught. That is Torian Phillips. Standing right there on the numbers just inside the 30 at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, number 13, Jackson Thrasher. What a great last name to be a defensive
you got to
back.
be a defensive guy with that.
6'1", buck 48, soaking wet. A good stop there.
2 receivers right side, 1 receiver left side. Handoff this time up the middle is the tailback, number 20 for the Hawks. Bounces off a defender. That's Christian Reitner, the senior.
That's another Pleasant Grove Hawk.
Yeah, good stop there by number 14, Caden Abram Miller. He basically kept him out of the end zone there.
Miller's going to be credited with a tackle. I'm not sure he wanted it. Handoff once again. This time tripped up right near the line of scrimmage. That's number 3, making the tackle for Bryd. It'll be a 1-yard gain on the play for Reitner. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Ian Gray there getting in the backfield pretty quick, but running back able to make a great move to get just that extra 1.5 yards out of that play.
I'll tell you, we've seen a lot of different guys carrying the ball tonight for the Hawks. Reitner still in at tailback. 3 receivers right side now, 1 left. Akari rolling to his right. He wants to run. He's going to be bottled up there. That ball took just a little bit for that play to develop.
Yeah, number 3, Sam Greer, did a good job staying at home and just not letting Akari advance the ball there.
3rd down and 8 to go for the Hawks now. Now big play time here. Need to get something, either score or get this thing down inside the 5. 2 receivers split to each side. Akari wants to throw. Fires across the middle. Caught. 13. Touchdown. Nick Bells comes out of the backfield. Finds a little opening in the defense. Akari sees him there, hits him. Bells does the last 3 by himself. And the Hawks find the end zone. Touchdown, Pleasant Grove.
I think the word that comes to my mind is just shifty.
There you go.
Caden Abram-Miller there trying to make the stop there and just not able to wrap up. What a great play by Nick there.
Ty Boozer set to kick. Kick is up, and it is good. There's 5:04 left in the first half of this ball game. Pleasant Grove 21, Shreveport Byrd 0. We're going to take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day. Welcome back here to Pleasant Grove. 5:04 left in the first half. Hawks leading 21-0. You're just seeing that commercial there for Fields of Faith, Jay. That's coming up on the 27th, our off week here. We expect to have probably 4,000 students here in the stands at Hawk Stadium for Fields of Faith, put on by the Red River Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Always a great time. High end-over-end kick from Buxton goes into the end zone again. But, yeah, it's one of those great things, and this year Red River FCA is doing Fields of Faith, I think, 6 weeks in a row, all around Northeast Texas, South Arkansas. But the first one and the largest one is here in Texarkana at Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove has been the location of that since it started. This is year 11 for Fields of Faith, if you can believe it, but always a great time. Lots of student athletes from around the area come out and just share their personal stories that night, and always a good time, and so looking forward to that coming up pretty soon. Pleasant Grove leading 21-0 as Byrd brings their offense back out here on the field. The quarterback is number 5, J.D. Gallman. Hands off to the tailback, coming off tackle to the left. He finds some room up for about 9 yards before he's bottled up by the Hawk defense. Number 7 for Pleasant Grove making the tackle is K.J. Reeder.
Yeah, Mathis Buxton also in there for the stop. Just tough running there by Byrd. Do want to take the time to thank our sponsors that enable us to be able to do that. We've got Texarkana Emergency Center in the hospital, State Bank, Gregor Auto, Rocasa, and Reliance Mechanical.
Gallum wants to throw, has a man in his face, breaks free of him, comes up back to the line, bottled up by the Hawks there. I tell you, number 25 for Pleasant Grove, Terrell Patton. He's a sophomore. He was giving Gallman all he wanted, running around there. And Buxton that gets the tackle there, but it is just enough to move the sticks. And Gallman keeps this drive going for the Yellow Jackets.
When it's good to be calling some different names here on this Hawk defense, just to allow Pleasant Grove to be able to rest some of their players. We talked a little bit about pregame, how Byrd travels with so many players and has so much more depth with it being a larger school. That third and fourth quarter, could be a difference maker when you got a school that much larger and that many in depth.
Yep, good to have some of these guys in there getting 4 or 5 reps off of the legs of some of these other dudes. Gallman, handoff to 33, coming left, dives back into the middle of the Hawk line. This time lots of black jerseys involved in the middle of that. Griffin on the carry. I think number 33 was the first man in there for the Hawks, Landon West.
Yeah, Landon West basically earned his spot, very beginning of two-a-days, and has been a very, very good addition to that inside linebacking crew.
2nd down and 6 to go now for Gollum and the Yellow Jackets. Fake the handoff, rolls to his right, throws out of the flat, caught by number 20, Dixon. He's going to be knocked out of bounds, but after enough for the first game.
Yeah, Caden McFadden there, who had a very good game last week with 10 tackles, one of those for loss, and definitely had a very, very good play on offense leading up to that winning score.
Kamak did a good job of closing at the end of that route. Shoved the ball carrier out of bounds. Ball just inside Hawk territory at the 47-yard line. 3 receivers left side, nobody on the right. Now man in motion, handoff up the gut. No, a late pitch out to the right side, and that time number 4, Johnson, was tackled by his own man.
Yeah, KJ Reeder there with right at the very tip of the shoestring to be able to get that tackle there. Takes us to basically 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this first half.
No gain on the play, makes it 2nd down and 10. They send the quarterback Gallman in with the play from the sideline. He runs to the side and gets that play every time. That young man has to run 700 yards a game just in getting plays in. Fake the handoff. Gallman wants to throw, going down the field, and it is intercepted. Number 9, Xavion Johnson has it for the Hawks, and he's looking for a return around the right side. Ball bounces on the ground. Xavion able to get back on it, and it'll be Pleasant Grove football. I guess Xavion wanted an interception and a fumble recovery on the same play. I don't know. Made it a little more interesting than it needed to be, but regardless of that, ball goes over to the Hawks. 1st and 10, Pleasant Grove. Beautiful catch there by Johnson. Looked like a center fielder out there bringing that thing in. And maybe they'll just talk to him a little bit about keeping that ball tucked tight when you're running back into coverage here, as you see that on the replay. Great job, Xavion.
Well, that's his second one of the season, and Dylan Gilly there with the knockout there.
Hawks offense back on the field from the right hash. 3 receivers bunched up on the left side. 1 receiver wide to the right. Handoff now to number 8, Jalen Bordley. Runs through the first would-be tackler and gets all the way up near the 44-yard line. And a good hard run that time by Jalen. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, tough running there.
3 receivers left side, 1 receiver right side. Akari backpedaling, wanting to throw. Firing down the field. Caught! Down inside the 20. Number 12 for the Hawks, Jabrian Baltimore, the sophomore, gets behind the defense. Akari hits him in stride.
And I think he did a great job there not letting the defense know the ball was in the air.
Yeah, he reached up right at the last minute. 1st and 10 from the 20. Akari rolling left. Completes to Torion out here around the left side. No, that's number 8, excuse me. No, that is Torion. I tell you, this 8 and the 6.
Well, Torion's running tougher than he ever has, so he and Borley are looking a lot alike once he gets the ball.
And that's I think what it was. Torion also was like, well, he about ran through somebody. That might be Jalen. 5-yard pickup makes it 2nd down and 5 to go. Ball at the Bryd 15-yard line. 2:05 left in the first half. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 receiver to the left side. Jabrian Baltimore by himself over here left. Quarterback keeper, Akari Johnson inside the 5. Spun down all the way near the 3. 1st and goal Hawks that time. Akari Johnson calls his own number from the beginning and sets the Hawks up 1st and goal.
Yeah, Sam Greer there with the stop. Jamon Wheeler getting called in to provide some extra blocking.
Hawks using tempo now. 2 receivers right side, 1 left. The ball carrier is number 20. Christian Reitner, and he's in. Touchdown! Pleasant Grove. Christian Reitner follows the blocks inside.
Right behind Jamon Wheeler.
And the Hawks score balloons to 27-0, waiting on the extra point. Carter Buxton in to kick. Jackson Gibson is the holder.
I believe this is his first extra point.
Snap back kick is up. And it was blocked. And Bryd trying to get a return on out here, but they have nowhere to go. So the blocked kick makes the extra point no good. 1:45 left in the first half. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back and close out this first half. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day. Welcome back here to Hawk Stadium, 27-0, as the Hawks score grows on the touchdown by Christian Reitner. And Buxton's kick once again bounces into the end zone, where it will be a touchback. Now there's 1:45 left in the first half. And we'll see Bryd try to throw the ball around a little bit. The last pass ended in an interception. So we'll see what they do here with 1:45. Really have time to use the whole playbook, but can start to tighten up on you a little bit.
And we're early into the season, but got a friend of mine who has a record going all the way back to 1996 with 9 interceptions.
Okay.
And that is Vaughn Brooks.
Have to keep an eye on that.
Xavier Johnson already with 2.
Bryd with a run here on first down. Off tackle around the left side. Ball's out. And the Hawks have it. K.J. Reeder scoops up the ball, and it is Pleasant Grove ball inside Bryd territory.
And KJ was there to cause that strip and was able to recover his own strip.
Now we're going to talk about it a little bit. They're going to see maybe he was down. I wonder if we got a replay of that. Nope. They say it's Hawk ball.
Pleasant Grove ball.
They confer.
Well, those that are watching our stream, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We definitely appreciate you joining us tonight and watching these Hawks excel so far into the game, leading this game 27-0 with 1:38 remaining in this first half.
Corey Johnson and the Hawks send 3 receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right. The man inside the slot to the left is Jamon Wheeler. Handoff to Jalen Boardley. Takes about the 3rd hit to bring him down, but he is brought down behind the line there. Just a quick stunt there by Bryd, and they read that one pretty well. Hawks quickly back to the line, though. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Akari rolling to his left, wanting to throw. See if he has room. Breaks free of a first tackle, gets around him. And he's going to be brought down just near the line of scrimmage, and that time coverage down the field didn't give him anywhere to go. Kind of ran out of real estate over here on the left side of the play.
Yeah, Ethan Sides staying at home there to make that stop. 1 yard gain, if any at all.
3rd down and 12 as the clock rolls inside of 45 seconds left in the first half.
I like to call it Jackson Gibson right now.
Gibson in the slot to the right side. He's over there with Justin Castile. Akari looking to his left. Firing down the middle. Incomplete. Nearly intercepted. It went over the head of Torian Phillips. Number 14, Caden Abraham Miller, the closest guy to that one. We'll bring up 4th down, and the Hawks want to talk about it. They're going to take a timeout. Timeouts are sponsored by Texas A&M Texarkana. We're going to stay here with it just with this 30 seconds to go. As they're doing this timeout, you can see down in the end zone, we've got the drill team getting ready to go out there. The band getting warmed up, ready for your halftime show. I want you to make sure and stick around for that. Yesterday morning, Jay, I came at About 7:05 I got here to the school in the morning, checking on job projects and things going on, and the band and the drill team were already out here on the field practicing, getting ready for tonight's game, and tons of hard work going into that, and so excited to see what they put out here tonight.
Well, I like and not that we're going to get one of those tonight, but I always like it when the drill team does their routines with the band.
Oh, yeah. No, I think they'll do that tonight.
It's pretty impressive how they're able to work so well apart, and then they get together right before their performance and basically just polish that thing up.
So something funny, last week, first week we do that, the version the band was rehearsing and the version the drill team rehearsing was not the same, and so they had to make some last-minute cuts on the field that morning. Akari Johnson looking to throw here on 4th down, fires incomplete. Had a man open down there, but ball just a little bit low there. So the ball goes over to Bryd. There's 24 seconds left, and they'll scrimmage from the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Jalen had set pretty well in between two Bryd players, and Akari just saw him just a half second too late and just had to throw it in there a little bit late.
And so we'll see what Bryd does here. 24.4 seconds left if we want to get exact with it. One receiver wide to the left side. Everybody else is in tight for Gollum and company.
Xavion Johnson playing deep.
Handoff this time, number 8. Hawks trying to strip it out. Unable to get there. That's Desmond Simmons on the carry. He gets up to the 49-yard line.
Cade McFadden, one of the Hawks there for the stop.
Clock stopped temporarily at 13 seconds. Now it's rolling again. One receiver wide left again. Handoff. This time nowhere to go. The Hawks read it quickly. Number 60, Eddie Tank is there, and that's the way the first half will end. Your score at halftime, Pleasant Grove 27, Shreveport Bryd 0. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and talk about it, and you're not going to want to miss halftime. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Here at Local Habit Coffee Company, we are true coffee connoisseurs and the area's only third wave coffee shop. We are excited as football and fall rolls around to introduce this year's fall drink lineup. We have an all-organic homemade pumpkin spice latte, a delicious s'mores latte, and finally, a smoked maple bourbon cortado that can only be described as fall in a cup. No matter what your preference, you can get your dose of fall right here at Local Habit. We cannot wait to see you in one of our shops, and remember to go make something good happen.
Welcome back. It is halftime.
Pleasant Grove Showstoppers.
Here are the Pleasant Grove Showstoppers. We were just talking about them and the hard work and fabulous job that they do.
Junior Lieutenant Amy Womack. Senior Lieutenant Warren Hornsby. Senior Lieutenant Brianna Jackson. Senior Lieutenant Nora Jordan. The Showstopper captain is Senior Jace Ramos. Showstopper of the week is sophomore Kaylee Bolton. The Showstoppers are under the direction of Mrs. Christy Robinson and will perform a field jazz routine to I Saw Her Standing There. Dr. John and Diana Gregory, Dr. Troy and Christy Potter, Focal Point Production, Graphic Packaging International.
Great job there by the Showstoppers, the multi-time national champion Showstoppers. I'll tell you, Christy Robinson does just a great job with those girls. Lots of hard work and good job out there from them tonight. This is their 40th year. Got big things coming up around homecoming for that. I think you probably know a little bit more about that than I do, Jay, I guess.
Yeah, they've got a lot of festivities and just different things for the alumni to be able to, be able to spend some time with each other and sort of catch back up. And I know that they have started collecting a lot of, I'm going to call them antiques, but some of the older pictures and palms and, uniforms and boots and different things like that, and just the different items that have, been able to, be passed along, from year to year. And it's pretty neat. I had the opportunity to have two girls go through the program, and they learn more than just dance.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the important things that these young ladies are going to be able to take with them, and be able to put some of the different characteristics and different things that they've learned during their drill team days, and put them into the real world.
Yeah, and that's one of those things I talked about even last week. I was noticing, you look on a Friday night, well over a third of the high school population is represented on the field in one way or another. And then, of course, even that many more on a Thursday night. And those kids learn so much of what you talk about. How many of you in your jobs, you've got to have teamwork. You've got to have the ability to have people count on you and work with the person next to you and understand what it means to, humble yourself enough to allow other people to share some of the spotlight as well. All that stuff that's there, just the camaraderie and that. The people that I'm closest to from high school are the ones that I rode on buses with all over the country going to football games as a part of the band on Friday nights. And so really these kids get so much more out of it than you say than just learning how to dance or learning how to play an instrument, but really it's just learning how to function on a team and function out there in the real world. And I would imagine that a lot of kids, if you find people that are really good employees, they were probably involved in some sort of extracurricular at some point.
Well, and that's what I love about Pleasant Grove and all the different things that the students can get tied into.
Yep. Yeah, and we talk about it all the time, Pleasant Grove being an and school. I was in a meeting the other day with Coach Gibson, and I've talked to Jay quite a bit as well with the band, and they share a lot of kids. There are kids that are in both of those, and some places you don't see that kind of cooperation between athletics and band. So now the band putting on Ascension, their fall show, first two movements out there, and so we will sit here and watch the Pride in Motion Pleasant Grove High School band, and especially fond of one of those flute players and one of the guys on the sideline down there. That's the Pleasant Grove High School Band. And we join in the fight song. The band has had plenty of opportunities to play that tonight.
Second best song that they play tonight. First one being the anthem.
Look at that great crowd up there for the Hawks. Very full stands, and Bryd brought a good crowd tonight. It was a beautiful night for football. If you're watching at home, we hope you'll find the time to join us here for a game. No game next Friday. We travel to Prosper next Saturday to take on Midland Christian. And so a big game coming on there. Bryd did not bring a band to perform with them tonight. Generally, we would be the second band playing at halftime. They did not do that. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a video here that we opened our show with. Okay, well then we're going to have that here in just a little bit. Instead, I'm going to give you some scores from around the area. Texarkana, the Texas High Tigers and Colleyville Heritage Panthers tied at 14 as the second quarter gets started in that one. Center is up 21-7 over Spring Hill, one of our district opponents coming up in the second quarter of that one. Gilmer and Kilgore tied at 0. I'm really interested to see that game, Jay. Kilgore kind of gave Carthage all they wanted last week, I think. We played them in a scrimmage. Kilgore really big. You and I were down the sidelines for that, and, man, had some good-looking kids. Seemed a little discombobulated at times, but interested to see what the Bulldogs look like down there. Atlanta leading Redwater 16-14. Good close game there happening down in Cass County. Paris North Lamar is beating Nevada Community 7-0 in the first quarter. North Lamar won last week.
Yeah, North Lamar may surprise a few folks. Paris is actually beating Liberty Ilo 13-0.
Yeah, that one a little surprising to me. Paris has been kind of down a little bit. They're playing down there in Lamar County, and interested to see what the Leopards can do over there in that one. Hooks and Cooper tied at 7. Last week, Hooks' starting quarterback, Trip Basinger, went out with an injury, had knee surgery this week. And so Rip Birdwell is coming in. He's a sophomore. He's having to take over at quarterback there. And, man, I hope Hooks really does well. I think I'm going to try to go down there and watch them next Friday with us having a game on Saturday. And I'm a proud Hooks alum from 1999, and always good to go back and watch the Hornets when I can. Carthage is up 28-0 over Pittsburgh in the first half there. And, of course, this game 27-0 in favor of the Hawks. Jay, when you look back at that first half of play, really the Hawk offense, save for the last drive, was able to move really well, kind of fluidly down the field, mix of passes and runs. I thought Akari showed a good command of what was going out there. I thought he had some time to run around, time to move, and even some of the ball carriers able to find some open holes, and really enjoyed seeing that. And, man, the defense is still flying around to the ball.
Well, and Akari has a lot of it's going to be play call by the coaches. But Akari has done a great job in being able to hit those receivers as he's rolling out, and he's made a couple of very, very good plays where he just stepped right into the pocket when pressure was coming, and just thoroughly impressed with just his poise.
Yeah.
That I would say is in the in the backfield there. So,
and that's one of those things. I think a quarterback has to be comfortable. If he's going to sit back there, he's going to have an opportunity to run around, to throw it, and all that kind of stuff. One of the good things that I think he knows he has is the ability to pull that thing down and run if he has to.
Right.
And that's a
proved
good
that
thing.
tonight.
Yes, he has proved that tonight. And so, but what I appreciate about Akari is, I think that's the fourth option down. It's never, he's not trying to jump to that quickly. He doesn't have what I call happy feet, where he's scared to death the entire time. He's looking to get that ball down into somebody else's hand, into another playmaker's hands.
And he's got 2 and 3 options before he even has to even choose that.
Always, yes. So. And that's the deal. He's looking around and he's like, man, I got any number of D1 players I can throw something to. But then having that ability to escape and that ability to run. I mean, we saw him break 2 or 3 tackles out there, saw him try to run over some people. Some of that's like, easy killer. But
early in the season.
Yeah, easy. But still, just able to do that and just such a great weapon to have. We only saw, I think, a couple of times where it was an obviously called quarterback run, but then a few other times it was just something he can do. And here's what that does. That makes that secondary watch you. And you talked about, one of the good plays that they had is they had a guy that spied him and stayed on there. But that's somebody that can't help you cover a good receiver. Right. That's somebody that can't help you double team somebody else because you've got to wonder what's number 2 going to do out there. And then something else that I really enjoyed seeing tonight is a bunch of different guys there in the backfield with him able to carry the ball.
Right.
We know we got a ton of guys that can run, but, man, get those guys some reps. Get them some game time action. Let them feel those pops and those hits because you never know when something happens and they're going to have to step up.
Well, in last year, Caden McFadden did such a great job on defense. He's going to be asked to do a lot of that this year as well. So the more people we can get back in that backfield is going to be better for later in the season.
In the background around the stadium, you can see in some of the shots down on the north end, we got that in the new field house that's going on. Got some lights down in there and something really cool. I was able to watch a lot of the folks coming to the stadium tonight, Jay, and when they walked up the hill, they're like, whoa. That's going to be something that's nice. We were talking about being able to see the video board that's going up there next year, and it's going to fit in between those 2 squares up at the top. Basically, it's the size of the press box that we're in now.
Right.
It's this video board that's going up there, and that's one of those things. I think you can just feel the pride of the community when they come in. They're like, man, we're doing some really good stuff. I was talking to the coaches from Bryd when they came up at the beginning, and I said, man, right now, sorry, we got some construction stuff. We only got one place to get in on the field. I said, but if we keep this game going up, which I really hope we do, I hope this is something we can keep going.
Absolutely.
I think it's been a great series. And I said, but if we got that, I said, man, on the visitor side, we're going to have you a nice concrete pad to back your trailer up to. You walk right into your locker room, right out on the field. It's going to be a lot more convenient than what we have now. And so that's exciting. So Hawk fans, if you haven't been out here, do come check out some of the growth. When you come into the stadium, you're going to pass the new cafeteria that's being built. Right now, you just see the end of the old cafeteria has been taken off, and then you're going to go by the scene shop there for theater, building a big space there for our theater kids to be able to build their props and have a place for saws and things. Right now, all that stuff happens on the stage. And so they're going to have a place dedicated for that, lots of storage for them too. And so, we talk about kids being involved in a lot of things. We talk about being an and school. When you show up on a Friday night and you take that walk into Hawk Stadium, you're going to pass all that stuff going on. It's just an exciting time to be around here. I know you've been a part of this community, since the beginning, as it were. And so what do you think this
70s.
kind of stuff means to the community and the pride that they just see in their school district?
Well, I mean, the fact that the community is willing to pass a $39 million bond, and allow the school to be able to provide these extra things for the students and provide this top-notch projects out here. The CTE building that we have now it's just impressive,
incredible.
And so you talk about all the different things. You don't just go to school for athletics. You don't just go to school for band. You don't just go to school for getting through the 4 years.
Exactly.
There are so many things that you can do now.
Yes, sir.
And I'm excited to see what the students can do with this video board.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time, and we're excited to see it. Well, I'll tell you what, we got lots of folks trying to get back up here, get ready to go. We've got about 4.5 minutes left in halftime. Texarkana Game Day put together a video. You may have seen it at the beginning of tonight, really just highlighting the program, a lot of the stuff that's going on. We thought that was great. And then also we're going to let you hear some more of our sponsors. Those commercials that you see, that's the reason you can log into Facebook, you can get onto YouTube, and you can watch these Hawks play every week. That doesn't happen without these sponsors. And so when you see them out in the community, when you talk to them, when you think of where you need to go for some of these things, please go check with those folks. But check out this video from Texarkana Game Day, and here in about 4 minutes, we're going to get the second half kicked off. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day. He wants to pass, has a man in his face, it's in the air, intercepted. Torian Phillips has it around the right side, he drops it, but it goes out of bounds. It will be. Wants to pass, looking right, looking left. Now he's going to be flushed out of bounds, out of the pocket, but pulled down from behind, number 18 for Pleasant Grove. The first man there, Jamon Wheeler. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles, same formation. Rolling to the right is Woods, wants to throw, firing down the field, intercepted. First down, Hawks. Number 9, Xavion Johnson. senior pulling that one down. He read the quarterback the entire way. Ball is down. The kick is up. And it's good. And as the time expires, the Hawks score from the 8. Akari wants to throw. Rolling left. Ball comes out. And the Eagles get on it. And off tailback, bounces off tackle to the left, and he's going to be in touchdown. That's number 22, Brett Tutter. Brock comes out with a heavy package, quarterback driving forward, and the line just got behind everybody. The ball came out. We'll see what happened. Hawks ball!
A big turnover.
Ball. We talked about something needing to happen. Elvis Castile to the left. Akari being pursued. Rolling to his right. Firing down the field. Caught! Touchdown! Hawks! Touchdown! Hawks! Jackson. Gibson. Pulls it in. Woods. Looking left. Wants to throw. Fires. Caught. Ball's in the air. Hawks have it. Number 33, Landon West. Time expires, and that's the ball game. 10-7.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
What's it like at Texarkana College? Life-changing. Starting here means you can go anywhere. We offer student support, student life, dual credit, and hands-on training. And now you can enroll anytime. We'll help you start your future at Texarkana College. Get started by visiting us on campus or online at texarkanacollege.edu. Your future starts here.
Welcome back, Hawk fans, to Hawk Stadium as we get ready to kick off the second half here. Quinn jamming out the music, wanting everybody to jump around a little bit. 27-0, the Hawk offense jumped around quite a bit in the first half, and we kick off to start the second half. Bryd won the opening toss. And so we'll see what adjustments each team comes out with at halftime. Bryd started off tonight in, kind of the old wing tee style or something like that we're used to seeing. Tried to throw it around a little bit. We'll see what changes they come out with. They've had the most success, I think, for the evening, moving the ball on offense, being able to drive straight forward. They've got some yards on the evening. I'll be really interested to see how many yards they had. This defense just really stiffened at the right time.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove making a very good stand inside their own 10-yard line, and I think that's what really started motivating that defense and the offense for Pleasant Grove whenever you can get a stop like that.
Carter Buxton has kicked every kickoff into the end zone. Gene Ubry asked earlier how many have been touchbacks. I said all of them. Of course, he had some boys that could kick the ball really well back in the day. This one is going to be returned, though. It went into the end zone. And I don't know if that man wanted that to happen, but he met Caden McFadden. And not only did he not get the 20 yards that he would have got from the touchback, But he got a little kiss here to start the second half.
Yeah, that was Matthew Burrows, one of their wide receivers, and not sure if the coach will tell him to just go ahead and call that off, but I'm sure he will make that decision for himself next time.
Yeah, that's a self-preservation executive decision made by a 15-year-old kid out there next time, probably so. Getting ready here, Shreveport Byrd brings them out, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Handoff into the middle, and it is nowhere to go. Number 18, who else? Jamon Wheeler meets Poirier in the backfield. And it'll be a loss of 4 on the play, and so the Hawks made some adjustments at defense, and they were ready for that one.
Yeah, definitely defensive line getting back there and Jamon Wheeler getting free to be able to make that stop almost as soon as the quarterback handed off the ball.
You see Eddie Tank up front on that D-line. Number 34, Mathis Buxton, is up there as well. Gelman has one receiver out to his left, hands up the gut again. And once again, several Hawks are there, and I see that number 18 in the middle of it, Jamon Wheeler. First man there wrapping up the ball carrier.
Yeah, Jamon grabbing that jersey and not letting go. Good sportsmanship there, just tapping him on the helmet there.
Ty Boozer coming in from the outside linebacker position to help clean that one up as well. And again, several Hawks reading that one as well. It's 3rd down and 14 as the ball's back inside the 10-yard line to the 7. I'm not sure how many plays you have in your playbook for that. Play clock rolling inside of 10 seconds now. Byrd will have to come to the line quickly and get set. Gilman rolling to his right, wanting to throw, has some room, being pursued though, and he's drugged down. Great pursuit. Number 22 for the Hawks, Buck Anderson, the sophomore, meets the quarterback at the sideline, still behind the sticks, and Byrd will be forced to punt here. And I'll tell you what, this Hawk defense comes out there from halftime, a little bit of fire underneath them, and 3 plays yield negative yardage for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, from the hash mark until he caught him, the speed that Buck showed there was pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive because that young man, when he gets there, is bringing a load. Number 1 is the punter for the Yellow Jackets.
Kicking to number 2, Akari Johnson.
Akari standing near midfield, steps into Yellow Jacket territory, fields it at the 48, looking for some room around the right side. He's at the 40. Makes a man miss there, cuts it back inside at the 35. He's at the 30. And Akari Johnson sets the Hawks up inside the 30-yard line at the 28-yard line. A good dancing around out there by the senior trigger man. And now he'll come over, confer with the coaches, and see what this offense wants to do as we make our way back out on the field. You see the Texar replay there. Akari Johnson, he was just trying to get all 11 members of the defense in on the play at one time.
Yeah, I was a little concerned the way he was pulled down, but he was able to get back up and go see the coaches, and he's ready to play.
Ready to go. The Hawks will scrimmage from the Yellow Jacket 28-yard line. H-back in the game with 2 receivers left and 1 right. Handoff to number 1, Caden McFadden. There's a flag in the middle of the play. Looks like it's in the area of a hold. We'll see what the call is here. Usually when you see something coming from that umpire throwing in the middle of everybody, it is a call of a hold. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty. And we'll try first down all over again. 9:28 left in the 3rd quarter. The Hawk defense stifled the Yellow Jackets to start this second half, and now the offense back out on the field. 2 receivers left side, 1 receiver right side. Number 28 is the H-back now, Ty Boozer. Akari wants to throw, looking to his left. He's going to pull it down now. Fires, caught by K-Mac. Caden McFadden, a little outlet there, and the tailback picks up about 6 yards on the play. Gets to the 32-yard line, really got the best he could out of that one. Akari was getting bottled up there, nowhere to go down the field. Secondary for Byrd has played pretty good tonight.
They have, and do like the move where we're putting in Torion Phillips here. You do expect Pleasant Grove to start throwing once it gets into these longer yardages for first downs.
2 receivers split to each side now. Caden McFadden is the tailback standing next to Akari Johnson. Akari wants to throw. fires. Caught by K-Mac again. Might have picked up an extra yard with that reception. K-Mac was up in the air when the defender got there and took a ride to the ground, and he's going to come over and get a little breather on the sideline after that one.
Right. Now, Sam Greer and Ashton Fullwood there for the stop for Bryd.
Both defenses coming out with a little bit of fire out of the halftime locker room. It'll be 3rd down and 2 now for the Hawks. Feel like you're in 4-down territory down here at the 30-yard line. Probably still just a little bit outside of Buxton's range, but not much. 3 receivers to the left side now, 1 to the right side. Buck Anderson in at tailback. And he's going to get the call. Looks for some room up the middle. Hit after a short gain. Leans forward down to the 25-yard line. The Hawks will still need 7 for a first down on 4th down. And we're going to go for a field goal here. This will be a 42-yard attempt from Carter Buxton.
Jackson Gibson for the hold.
Right in the middle of the field. Negligible wind out there. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is no good. Just to the left. And the coaches are wanting something here. I don't know. Was that ball tipped? I couldn't really tell. Not really sure what's.
Some discussion on the kick.
We'll try to see what's happening here. I couldn't see where we are up here on the 2nd floor. It's hard to see all the way to that end zone anyway. Regardless of that,
it's Bryd ball.
Is no good, and it's Bryd ball at the 25-yard line. Their 2nd time to have the ball here in the 2nd half. J.D. Gallman, the quarterback, has everybody in tight. We're going to blow this one dead and give everybody a chance. I think the referee was over here trying to explain to Coach Gibson what happened, and I'm not sure what the bugaboo was there. I'll have to ask about that one after the game. Everybody in tight. Hand off to the wingback coming around the left side. That's number 33, John Tavius Mowbray.
Hand off to 33, John Tavius.
I believe that's his first carry of the evening for the Bryd Yellow Jackets.
First time I've called his name. 2nd down and 5 to go as he gets it up to the 30. There's 6:45 left in the 3rd quarter. Now they're going to split a receiver out to each side. Late pitch. Tailback trying to come around the corner is number 4, Mitchell. And Torian Phillips. Good pursuit from the backside to bring him down just shy of the first down.
By 7, KJ Reeder.
Was that Reeder that got over here?
Yes.
Okay, I saw Phillips getting up. I must not have seen Reeder all the way on the sideline.
Yeah,
Try to get the right guy there. Give him a shout out because that was some quick closing speed to get over there.
Yeah, Malachi Johnson with quick speed there. Get it to 3rd and short here for Bryd.
I bet this one goes straight up the middle. We'll see here. Poirier is the deep man. No, we give it to Johnson again. He still comes into the middle, though. He's going to have enough for the first down. 54 on the tackle for the Hawks is Kamarion Jones. He's a sophomore. Makes the tackle up near the 40-yard line, and they're going to give him the 42, but it is enough to move the sticks. It's 1st and 10 for Bryd. We talked about calling a lot of different guys' names here. Got some different cats out there on defense, too.
Yeah, Landon West there was running a stunt and just went on the other side of the center. Otherwise, he would have had him for a loss in the backfield there.
Bryd spreads him out with 2 to the left side now and moves a man in motion that way. Handoff up the gut to Poirier. He's bottled up quickly. Keeps his feet driving to get 4 yards out of that one. Gets it down to the 45-yard line.
And he ran into a kettle of Hawks.
The whole crew of them there. Eddie Tank was on the bottom of that pile. Caleb Hackelman and Kamarion Jones. 2 other guys across the front there. Man on the left side is Jamon Wheeler. And now, when we talked about that, looks like a couple of times there were multiple people moving, and that time they got caught with it. And it'll be a 5-yard penalty. Move it back to the 40-yard line. And Bryd will be behind the sticks. And they do have a lot of people doing stuff. And it does get a little bit.
When I know the first year or two that Pleasant Grove ran the wing tee, it took a while for me to truly understand exactly what all the movement is for, and it's basically just to set up a play 4 and 5 plays a little bit later.
2 receivers each side. And this time, mama, there goes that man, number 18, Jamon Wheeler. He comes on a stunt. And he met J.D. Gallman in the backfield and brought him down from there. And I'm telling you, that ball was snapped, and Jamon was in the middle of that play immediately.
Well, and I think J.D. thought that number 20 was going to take the ball for a run, and Dixon just basically was not even able to get there fast enough before Jamon closed in.
Might have decided he wanted nothing to do with it. 2 receivers left side now. Handoff to number 33. And once again, Jontavius Morbury. So we didn't call his name in the first half. Now he's got it a couple of times. Gets it up inside the chains, but it'll still be 4th and 9. And so the punt unit comes in once again for Bryd. And Abram Murray.
Somebody needs to tell the punter.
Oh, well. Not sure what's happening. They're only waiting on the punter. There he is. There's 10 seconds on the play clock. Akari Johnson standing back near the Hawk 20-yard line, waiting on this punt. End over end, fielded at the 20. Looking for some room around the right side, and that's Jalen Bordley, actually. Bordley with some room around the right side, flips over a tackler at the 45-yard line, brings it all the way out to the 47. This Texar replay here, and so Bordley was back there involved in this. Trying to pick up some blocks there. You see several guys in pursuit. K.J. Reeder lost his hat on the play.
And wisely stops.
There you go. Don't get yourself a penalty there because you do have to cease and desist. Let's see if the offense can get going here. 3:08 left in the third of the 27-0 contest. So far, neither offense able to score here. Hawks did miss a field goal in their last offensive drive. 2 to the right side, 1 left. Akari Johnson hands the ball off to the tailback. That's number 13, Nick Bells. Going to get down near the 42-yard line before he's brought down by number 15, Ethan Spies.
Yeah, Nick Bell saw nothing as far as a hole opening up for the called play and took that outside on his own. It's a Hawk first down.
Hawks getting it on. Coming out of the huddle here. 1st and 10, Pleasant Grove at the 42-yard line. 2 to the left side, 1 to the right side. Ball bounces around, and it looks like Bryd got on it. Just a little bit of problem there with the handoff between Akari Johnson and Christian Reitner. And there's the good of a lot of different backs in there, and sometimes there's a little bit of the bad there, and that time just something going on there with the exchange. Good heads-up play there by the defenseman from Bryd, and so the Yellow Jackets have it 1st down and 10 at their own 46, and they have a little bit of a spark here.
Yeah, Ashton Fullwood there with the recovery, and I think we did mention this at the beginning of the broadcast. Their only returning defensive starter, 5'8", 221-pound middle linebacker.
2 receivers to the left side now, 1 to the right for Gollum. Pitches it to Martin, looking for some room around the right side. He's strung out by several Hawks, though, finally shoved out of bounds. Eddie Tank coming all the way over from the nose guard position to shove him out there. Jalen Bordley helped string him out.
And it won't show up on the defensive stats, but Jamin Wheeler there really disrupting that play, forcing him to take it to the edge. And numerous Hawks coming in to support that for a loss of 2. We've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
It'll be 2nd down and 12 now as Gallman brings them to the line. Everybody's in tight now. Man in motion is 24. He gets the ball, and he gets nowhere. 53, Isaiah Wooten, the senior, meets Johnson in the backfield. Wheeler involved in the back part of that play as well, and it's 3rd down and long to go as the clock rolls inside of 1:39 in the third quarter.
Yeah, this defensive line has been getting a step and a half on this offensive line of Bryd and just causing all sorts of interruptions in this backfield for him.
Same formation now for the Yellow Jackets.
Good fake.
Try the dive play, yep. Faked out everybody. And number 24 for the Yellow Jackets, Quentin Hilliard, gets all the way down to the 1.
Long run by short of the end zone.
Just shy of the score, but man, he faked out everybody. I thought the ball carrier was bottled up, and the next thing I know, somebody squirted out with the ball.
Yeah, J.D. and the inside running back really did a good job capturing the linebacker's vision there. And looks like Xavier Johnson there saving a touchdown.
I don't know if he did. There's a timeout. Bryd wants to call a timeout. We're going to take a timeout with him. Timeout's brought to you by Texas A&M Texarkana. We'll be back. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day. We're back after the Texas A&M Texarkana timeout. Of course, they got a new leader out there, Dr. Alexander, the new president of A&M Texarkana. We're looking forward to everything he has to offer to the university and to Texarkana. 1st and goal now for Bryd. Gallum under center, hands off to Dixon Poirier. The offensive line driving him forward, and we'll wait on the call here. He's in, touchdown. Bryd. Didn't have far to go, and Poirier did a good job to keep his feet rolling. Big number 72 up there.
Yeah, J.D. Gallman helped push there. Then number 72, Owen Scott, 6'4", 240-pound lineman.
So then,
good guy to run behind.
Yeah. So Abram Murray had multiple opportunities to punt. This time, he get an opportunity for an extra point. Wait on his kick. Snap is back, it's down, kick is up. And it's good. 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Your score, Hawks 27, Yellow Jackets 7. We're going to stay here with it, Jay, because we're 38 seconds away from the quarter break. Let's talk about some scores from around the schedule. At halftime, Colleyville and Texas High are tied at 14. The Center Rough Riders up 21-7 over Longview Spring Hill. That's a district opponent. Last time that was updated, it was right at the beginning of the second quarter. Gilmer is leading Kilgore 7-0 still, so another tight ball game. 22-24 Atlanta over Redwater. That one back and forth. North Lamar leading Nevada 7-0 in the last update. 35-0. Carthage up big over Pittsburgh. Still before halftime in that one. Hooks is leading Cooper 14-7, and Paris still up 13-0 over LE in the start of the second quarter in that one. Yellow Jackets set to kick off here. Abram Murray is the kicker. We'll see if the Hawks have a chance for a return. You can hear the Hawk band back in the stands getting everybody fired up for this one. Low driving kick. Fielded at the 2-yard line. Number 7 for the Hawks, KJ Reeder. Reeder looking for some room around the left side. KJ Reeder across the 30. Trying to pull the ball out there. Number 14, the first man there for Bryd, Caden Abraham Miller.
Workouts allowed him to keep that ball because Caden Abraham Miller definitely did a very good, nice rip job to try to loosen that ball up.
It had me screaming internally, get down, get down, get down. But able to hold on to it. 13.4 seconds. One play, maybe two left here in the third quarter with the Hawks up 27-7. Akari Johnson bringing the offense out on the field. 1st and 10 Hawks at our own 33-yard line. Two receivers split wide to each side. Number 20, Christian Reitner, is the tailback. Akari gets a low snap, wants to throw. Rolls right, fires, incomplete. A little bit too high for Jackson Gibson. I tell you, Jackson's athletic and he can jump up, but that one just a little bit too high for him to pull down. And I tell you, he was in a great spot there, found a hole in the middle of that defense.
Yeah, sat in just directly behind Sam Greer, and that ball just a little hot, a little more touch, and Gibson would have come down with that ball.
2nd down and 10 to go. And again, we talked about Christian Reitner being back out there. He and Akari had that problem with the exchange, led to a fumble. Coaches put him back out there. Hey, keep running the ball. We're going to keep at it. Two receivers to each side. Akari Johnson looking to throw. Drops back. Now has some room in front of him. Pulls it down. Johnson gets up near the 40-yard line. It'll be 4 yards shy. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Hawks. 11 seconds left, and I bet you that's the way the third quarter is going to end, and that is the coaches are going to let it wind down. Your score after 3. Pleasant Grove leading at home, 27-7 over Shreveport Bryd. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back for the final act in tonight's home opener. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day. Band and the cheerleaders getting this crowd fired up as we move into the fourth quarter. Hawks leading 27-7 as we move into the final stanza. 3rd down and 3 to go from our own 40-yard line. 3 receivers to the left side, 1 receiver to the right side. Akari Johnson and company back out on the field. And there's a flag on the play. That one quarterback keeper the whole way, but somebody might have got moving just a little bit too quick. And it is false start against the Hawks. So 3rd and 3 will turn into 3rd down and 8. And it's a whole different set of circumstances there, Jay.
Yeah, and I think you've got some excitement going on. I think Pleasant Grove Hawks are eager to get this game in the books, but we still have one more quarter to play.
Got to get this thing done. 3rd down and 8 now, and see what the play call here is from our own 35-yard line. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left side. The tailback is the sophomore Buck Anderson. And Akari Johnson, quarterback keeper the entire way around the right side, looking down the field for someone to throw to. Didn't have anybody there. Steps out of bounds.
Johnson keeps it around.
Yeah, Ethan Sipes there to help keep him from getting any more yards, and Sam Greer as well. A little short 4th down here.
And I tell you, that's where that penalty shows up big, because it would have been a 1st down. It's now 4th down. 4th down and 2 to go for the Hawks from our own 41-yard line. And so Cade Martin comes in to punt for the first time tonight, and that ball is bounced high over his head. And Cade is going to try to do something with it. Cade Martin running around the left side. Cade Martin, big number 56, is going to be close to first down yardage. This is going to come down to where they mark it. My man plays offensive line. He said, let me show you what else this foot can do. And he moves the sticks. It's first down. Hawks, the senior, Cade Martin, and the coaches are fired up about it.
Yeah, your bird coaches are wanting a measurement, but looks like we may also have a bird player injured on the sideline.
Official signal, first down, then it's official timeout.
But Cade Martin is more than just a punter. Cade Martin is more than just a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, just a total all-around athlete, incredible baseball player as well.
Did a great job. Yeah, heck of a catcher out there on the baseball team.
First down, Pleasant Grove.
So good to see them, and it is first down Hawks. I'm going to take my Be Real picture here. If any of you fans out there are on Be Real, you can find me on there. It just went off. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Akari Johnson rolling to his right here on first down. Fire off, incomplete. Again, a little bit high. That time Jackson Gibson, though, had it in his hands, and he's upset with himself after that one.
But Jackson having to rotate against his body there, but definitely wishes he would have come down with that ball.
Probably just still just a little bit high. You'd like to see that maybe hit him in stride there, but man, that's a couple of times Gibson really was in a great open spot there in the defense. Of course, he started the scoring off here with a touchdown at the beginning of the game.
Personal foul called against Pleasant Grove.
Heard a lot of whistles at the end of that. I didn't see what happened.
I didn't see exactly what caused the flag, but you could definitely tell that it was on Pleasant Grove with the mannerisms of the Hawks. They started walking back pretty quick.
So something extracurricular went on, and so it turns a first and 10 from the 43 all the way back to the 27. Akari wanting to throw now. Steps up into the pocket. Looking for some room around the right side, and he's going to pull it down. Akari makes a man miss near the 35, lowers his shoulder at the 40, keeps his feet driving forward. Akari Johnson will get up near the 43-yard line.
Up the right side, just short of the first
Jackson
down.
Thrasher there to help hold him up, and once a few more Yellow Jackets joined him, they were able to stop his advance.
Akari picked up 14 of the 15 yards lost on the penalty. It'll be second down now and 11. Hawks with an H-back in the game now and 3 receivers. Handoff to Nick Bales. He's bottled up. He'll lose a yard on the play. Back to the 41. That one was read well. Number 94, the first man there.
Another black jersey is brought down in the backfield for a loss.
Daryl Cottenham there getting in there quick.
Cottenham in on the play for Bird.
3rd and 12 now for the Hawks. 10.5 minutes left in this ball game. The Hawks leading it 27-7 here in our home opener. 2 receivers now. Split to each side for Akari. Bell's still the ball carrier in the backfield. Akari wants to throw. Has a man in his face. Fires. Incomplete. And I tell you what, he was fortunate to get that one off, and he's a little bit shaken up at the end of that. I'm not sure if he hit the defender in the face or what happened there, but now will be 4th down and 13 for the Hawks. And once again, Cade Martin on the punt. And this time you wonder if they got to have a spy out there for the big man, because he was able to move the chains last time rather with his feet after a high snap went over his head. Number 33, Landon West, the deep snapper for the Hawks, and that one is lower. I think that ball was tipped. Shanks out of bounds, and it's going to be a short punt here.
Yeah, snap was a little low, and he rushed it just a little. I believe he more of on the side of his foot there.
Shanked it, yeah. He is not happy with that, and you can tell he's talking to the coaches coming off of there. But the short punt. Sets Bryd up in decent field position just across midfield at the 47-yard line. 10-15 left in the ball game. 20-point ball game here.
KJ Reeder a little slow. Looks like he may have a cramp in that right side leg somewhere. Had a great game tonight.
Yes, he has. Called his name several times out there. He's a senior. Plays slot receiver, strong safety. Whatever happened, we're going to kick again.
Well,
I didn't see a flag on the field.
I didn't either. Do-overs.
I guess we just decided what we're doing. Snap is back. Kick is up. And this time it's a beautiful punt by Cade Martin. So the 5-yard penalty nets a whole lot more than 5 yards because it takes a shanked punt and now gives Bryd the ball all the way at the 15-yard line. And I'm not really sure what happened there. I knew there was a lot of whistles. I thought they were just trying to see where the ball went. And next thing I know, we're punting again.
Coach Gibson spending a little time there talking to Cade Martin as he comes off the field.
Joking with him about something, so trying to get him lined up. So Bryd back on offense. Scrimmage from their own 15-yard line.
Jace Elrod is in there in the cornerback role.
Pitching once again to Martin around the right side, and he is dropped. Hit hard in the backfield. That's number 20, Christian Reitner for the Hawks.
Christian getting some time on defense and offense tonight.
Yep, called his name several times. Malachi Johnson has run the ball well. Almost use him as like a little reverse kind of speed back around the corner, but that time Reitner met him at the sideline. 2nd down and 12 now for Bryd. Gillum under center. Hands off. Nope. Quarterback keeper coming around the left side.
Quarterback keeper on the left side.
Brought down by number 34, Mathis Buxton. He's a sophomore.
3, maybe 4.
Noah Sexton also in there. Yeah, I would like to see them use Malachi Johnson maybe with a little jet sweep rather than swinging him out wide and behind the backs, have him come across just like big brother of Elrod's, Reese Elrod, who did that quite well for the Pleasant Grove Hawks years past.
Johnson's got some speed, you can tell. 3rd down and 7 now. Whistles before the play, and again, might have had too many people moving at one time, and it looked like they were trying to give that to Johnson right there across the middle. They may have heard you, Jay. The coaches for Bryd here in the room just to the left of us.
Well, that's the last time I'm going to say anything then. 8:50 left in this game here tonight.
Full start called against the Yellow Jackets.
Moves it back to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 12 now for Bryd. Jamon Wheeler still out there. Eddie Tank still out there for the Hawks. Johnson in motion. Gillum wants to throw. Firing down the field. And that may be a flag. Whew. Maybe they're going to say that it was uncatchable. I don't know. Number 3, Justin Castile, was in coverage. Ball intended for Alex Schoonover. And I'm a Bryd fan. I don't know if maybe I'm not a little bit at least questioning what was going on with that.
Yeah, there's been 2 calls around that 50-yard line tonight, right in front of the Bryd coaches, that I think they had a better look at it than I did. And probably would agree with the Bryd coaches even from here.
Yeah, that one. So on 4th down here, the Yellow Jackets in punt formation with Abram Murray. He rolls over to his right to try to buy some time. High spiraling kick goes all the way down to the 30-yard line. And I tell you, that ball was followed very well by our camera operators here for Texarkana Game Day tonight. Caleb Coleman and Coleman Productions helping us out. And just some beautiful shots for you here from tonight's home opener. We hope you have enjoyed watching with us. 8:20 left in this ball game. This one is not over. Akari Johnson and company coming back out on the field. First and 10 Hawks at our own 30-yard line. 2 receivers split to each side. Tailback in the backfield is number 13, Nick Bell's, lined up to the right of the senior quarterback, Akari. Wants to throw, caught out here by Torion Phillips. And had somebody all wrapped up in his shoelaces. Leaned forward to get what he could. Caden Allen out there.
Yeah, Ashton Fullwood there with the stop.
Official timeout. Guy for the Yellow Jackets is down on the field.
While we take this break for the player, I do want to just give thanks once again for our sponsors who allow us to be able to do this. Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, been with Texarkana Game Day since day one.
Right.
State Bank coming on right after that, and my employer who is gracious enough to allow me to spend the time to prepare and get to these games.
Absolutely.
And Greg Orr Auto, Rocasa Reliance Mechanical. We could not do this and we could not provide this for our fans who can't make it to the games, and just to give these young men and the program the exposure that Game Day has been able to provide, and just a joy for me to be able to be a part of.
Absolutely. 2 receivers left side, 1 receiver right side. Akari Johnson hands it off now to Bells, and Bells has some room around the middle. Bells at the 30, 25, 25, all the way down to the 3-yard line. First and goal, Hawks. Nick Bells sets the Hawks up in business. First and goal.
Yeah, Christian Robertson there with the stop.
If you look at
Smith
the Texar replay here, just
downfield with him.
Yeah, look at Big Darrell. I thought he was going to get all the way. That's a good pursuit there by 7. First and goal, Hawks. They hand off to Bells again. This time he's bottled up quickly. Might just need a little bit of a breather there. And one of the guys for Bird, a little bit slow to get up, but
Yeah, Darrell Smith and Grant Johnson there were basically man on man, and both of them patted each other on the helmet as they got done with that play. Sportsmanship tonight has definitely been good thus far.
Yes, sir. Good to see that. Second down and goal now from the 6. 2 receivers split out to each side. Christian Reitner in now at tailback. Johnson drops back to throw. Has a few guys in his face. He's going to pull it down. He just wisely steps out of bounds. Had a lot of guys in his face.
Yeah, Jordan Washington was one of the Yellow Jackets there, and as well as Sam Greer, definitely called Sam's name quite a bit tonight for the Bird Yellow Jackets.
Third down and goal now for the Hawks. 6:50 left in this ball game. You can still hear the cheerleaders getting everybody fired up out here. The student section still on their feet. All in cowboy hats and flannel today. Flag on the play here as Akari gets the snap. Delay of game.
Delay of game called against the Hawks.
Against the Hawks, and so that'll back it up 5 yards, and it's going to be third down and goal from the 15 now. Was it up down here looking at the student section? I didn't see the play clock.
Well, although Bird is trailing right now, you could not convince me that they only had one starter from last year.
No, they played a great game. Ball bounces around a little bit. Reitner gets on it. I'm not sure what happened there, but regardless, it'll be fourth down, and the Hawks are going to send in the field goal unit. A little bit of miscommunication there, and so a beautiful run by Nick Bells gets it down to the 3, and a few little issues there have the Hawks backed up, and we're going to have a 34-yard field goal attempt from Carter Buxton now.
See if Ty Boozer can get this ball back to Jackson quickly.
Snap is back, it's down, kick is blocked. And I tell you, they've done a good job of getting in the middle of some of these special teams plays tonight.
Yeah, James Logan coming off the edge there, putting pressure not only on the kicker, but Jackson as well.
Bryd has had a good plan there, and that's one of those things you feel like this week probably have to work a little bit on that scheme there on special teams and try to see how they're able to get around that corner, overloading a little bit of something there. But it's the third time I think we've seen them get in on a play like that. So the ball goes over on downs. First down and 10 for Bryd at the 20-yard line. 6:10 left in the ball game. Hand off to the tailback, little gut draw in the middle. And Elrod, the first man there for the Hawks, brings down the ball carrier, number 24, Quentin Hilliard. Second down and 10, no gain on the play.
Yeah, Jace is going to be fun to watch over the next few years, not only on the football field, but baseball field as well.
Yeah, that baseball team full of freshmen last year. I had 4 freshmen last year, rather, and expect big things from them. Gillum on the quarterback keeper this time, and he has some room down the field. Being pursued by Elrod and company. He's going to be down inside the 30, finally steps out of bounds. All the way down at the Hawk 25-yard line, and Gollum with a little bit of, with still a little bit of spark in the waning minutes of the ball game.
And you could tell why he played wide receiver last year. Saw some speed show up in that play there for JD.
First and 10 now from the 25-yard line. One receiver wide to the right side. Hand off to Dixon Poirier. Picks up 3 yards down to the 22-yard line. Several Hawks in the middle of that play.
Yeah, Jamon and Eddie Tank both there for the stop.
Wheeler the first man in. Eddie Tank is in there. Joseph Bailey playing defensive end right now. His first action of the season. Gut draw again. Diving forward, that's number 8, Desmond Simmons.
Terrell Patton there, one of the Hawks creating a stop there.
Third down and 2 now for Bryd. You got to think they're in 4-down territory down here, trailing by 20. 4:25 left in the ball game as the clock rolls.
And JD did such a good job keeping it last time.
Late pitch out here to Johnson. Johnson trying to make the corner. Hawks trying to spread him out, but he does have enough for the first down, but he takes a shot at the end. Xavion Johnson meets him at the corner. Check out this Texar Credit Union replay. Johnson got there at the corner. Took a little ride out of bounds off the shoulders of Xavion Johnson. Play clock down at 13 seconds. Clock stopped at 4:09 left as Bryd brings them back to the line now. And a little flag on the play. A little delayed flag. They handed a gut draw back to Simmons again. False start.
Yeah, the umpire was ready to make that call before the line judge even let him know what the call was.
Everybody saw it. 5-yard penalty, make it first down and 15 now for the Yellow Jackets. Gallman pitches it back, trying to get it to Johnson. Johnson falls. That's not Johnson. That's number 24, Quentin Hilliard. He was hit right at the pitch. Interested to see who that was that hit him as he tried to pitch the ball.
Yeah, Ty Boozer was there to make the tackle or just fall on him.
Can't see who that is for the Hawks laying on the ground. That's who hit the quarterback. 2nd down and 30 to go now from the 32. And now got a little flag on the play here. Movement on both sides, but interested to see who gets the blame on this one. Let you hear from the band a little bit while the referees confer.
Yeah, KJ Greer now one of those inside linemen for Pleasant Grove. Another Hawk that I'm excited to see over the next few years.
Man, he's been playing really well for a young cat out there. 3:20 in the ball game now. 2nd down and 35 for the Yellow Jackets. Johnson in motion. Now he'll go back and everybody gets reset. Gallum gets the play. Late pitch out here to 24. Quentin Hilliard is going to be wrapped up by number 9, Xavion Johnson.
Buck Anderson there to make sure that he doesn't get any additional yardage.
Kind of a late pitch on that play from Gallum. And good job of the Hawks to make them stay east and west. Limit.
We've got 3rd and plenty coming up here.
3rd and 29 now. Gallum, little reverse. Number 9, Matthew Boris, trying to get around the right side. But Ty Boozer meets him just inside the 30. He wasn't fooled on that play, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, number 67, Jacob Martin for Bryd, did everything he could to dance with Ty Boozer out there, and Ty Boozer just good enough athlete to be able to go from side to side to get that running back down.
Ty Boozer said, "We don't dance. This isn't homecoming."
Not yet.
150 as the
September
clock
22nd.
runs, and Abram Murray comes in for a 45-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up, and it's good.
JD made a great play on that snap and getting that ball down.
134 left in the ball game. Hawks 27, Yellow Jackets 10. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get this one finished out from here at home. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk football on Texarkana Game Day.
Here at Local Habit Coffee Company, we are true coffee connoisseurs and the area's only third-wave coffee shop. We are excited as football and fall rolls around to introduce this year's fall drink lineup. We have an all-organic homemade pumpkin spice latte, a delicious s'mores latte, and finally, a smoked maple bourbon cortado that can only be described as fall in a cup. No matter what your preference, you can get your dose of fall right here at Local Habit. We cannot wait to see you in one of our shops, and remember to go make something good happen.
All right, welcome back. 134 remaining in the game. A 45-yard field goal makes it a 27-10 contest in favor of your Hawks. They may have a chance for a onside kick defense here. We'll see what this is. Abram Murray with the ball teed up for the Yellow Jackets. I saw him taking a lot of time to set that thing how he wanted it. See what he elects to do. Just a little squib kick down the field, and it's going to go into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback, and the Hawk offense will come back with 1:35 left. The Hawks scored all 27 of their points in the first half. So far, moved the ball a few times in the second half, haven't been able to get to the end zone. We'll see how we finish out this last minute and a half.
Had a couple of penalties and put the ball on the ground.
Walker Wright will now bring the offense out on the field. Sophomore, southpaw. And he's part of that baseball team as well. Pitched a couple of really good games throughout the season. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right side for him. Try to get the name of some of these cats out there. Handoff. Ball carrier in the backfield. That is Jalen Boardley. He's brought down in the backfield.
I believe that was number 90, Ian Gray.
Buck Anderson, fellow sophomore, now comes out there to play tailback. Number 25, Terrell Patton. He's a sophomore out there on the field. Number 12 is the man wide to the left. That's Jabron Baltimore, another sophomore. Right, hands the ball off to Buck Anderson. Buck Anderson with some room around the left side. Anderson up across the 30. He'll have enough to move the sticks. First down, Buck Anderson. A little fleet of foot, couple of little juke moves in the middle of that play. And
yeah, Ashton Forward having to work his way around the referee to make that stop, but they are part of the game.
Use everybody you can.
Yeah, Walker Wright has a good arm.
Roland Ritchie inside the slot to the right side. He's a sophomore as well. Also, Justin Castile in the game. Wide to the right side for the Hawks right now. He is a senior.
So that is going to be the last play.
And they're going to kneel on it, and that's going to be it. Your final tonight, 27-10, your Pleasant Grove Hawks with the win here at home. Pleasant Grove moves to 2-0 on the season. Our next game will be next Saturday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Prosper, Texas.
A little road trip to play Midland Christian. And for those that can't make the road trip, I think you'll have a good production by game day showing that as well.
Absolutely. You've seen a lot of just beautiful shots. And again, I know we say it a lot, but please make sure you thank all the sponsors of Texarkana Game Day, all these names that you see on the screen. Without them, this could not be here. I've seen a lot of beautiful shots tonight. Now, Jay, one of them did make me nervous. Somebody sent me a shot, the picture of you and I in there. And I don't know, we might look like Madden and Summerall a little bit maybe back in their younger days. But, yeah, but beyond that, I think everything looked really great tonight. But a good night here at home. It was an incredible atmosphere here at Hawk Stadium. We appreciate everyone that came out, those of you that are watching from home and abroad. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back next week from Prosper. So next Friday night, go find you somebody else to watch. If you got a couple other local teams that you're interested in, we've got some in-town teams playing next week on Friday night. Go out and support them, and then make the drive over to just north of Frisco on Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff in that game versus Prosper, and join us for that next week. Jay, your final thoughts on tonight's game here from Hawk Stadium?
Well, mentioned it during the broadcast. Pleasantly surprised and excited to see Joseph Bailey return. I think you saw a little spark on the offensive line with him coming back, and definitely saw a lot more involvement with other players in the backfield. That is super exciting for the remainder of this season. And just looking forward to seeing this defense just continue to get better and better each week.
You know, Coach Gibson told me that he challenged this team this week. All the coaches challenged them to have some grit, have a little fire in them, have a little of, I don't want to say meanness, but maybe a little bit of that when you get out there on the football field. And I think we really saw a good physical game by this team tonight. Doesn't look like either team left here with any injuries, and so we're blessed to see that. And always like to see this shot at the end of a football game. You got a couple of coaches out there talking to both teams, talking about each other, what they mean to each other, what they see as a reflection of this team, and realizing that you got to score on the football field, but at the end of the day, you're out there building young men, and proud to see that from both of these head coaches out there on the field. That's going to do it for all of us here. For the entire production crew with Texarkana Game Day, thank you so much for watching us tonight. Thank you for the work that they do throughout the week. All sorts of programming happens on this channel throughout the week. And so catch up with us on Facebook, on YouTube. Lots of content, lots of other shows that go on, lots of guys analyzing games throughout the week. So there's always something happening around high school athletics and high schools in the area on Texarkana Game Day. Keep up with us all week long. We will be back broadcasting next Saturday from Prosper. For Jay Davis, I'm Matt Fry, and we will see you next Saturday. Your final here, 27-10. This has been a production of Texarkana Game Day. This is Pleasant Grove Hawks on Texarkana Game Day.